Whistleblowing. Whistleblowers are company employees who report inappropriate or unethical behavior they discover at work. Whistleblowing covers many areas of business in every industry, including but not limited to internal discrimination, predatory sales practices, and dangerous working conditions. So business owners can learn the ramifications of well-known whistleblower examples to avoid catastrophic legal and financial penalties. So whistleblowers are protected from the employer of retaliation under the Whistleblowing Protection Act. So employers must allow investigations to occur without taking action against the reporting party. Understand the laws to ensure you are not subject to whistleblowing and follow legal protocol should someone report the company for infractions. Next are the recruitment of candidates. So unethical practices within the recruitment industry are unfortunately rife and can result in job seekers being disappointed, demotivated, and even exploited. So in many cases, unethical behaviors are not illegal, but they do give the industry a bad reputation. So ethics are the principles or standards that guide day-to-day business in accordance with established corporate values. Among ethical values are trust, honesty, respect, and responsibility. So as a recruiter, you are responsible for acting the best interests of candidates who are trusting you with their future career, as well as acquiring companies who rely on you to find the very best person for the opportunity at hand. So, telltale signs of an ethical recruitment agency include those that share CVs without the consent of candidates, email jockeys who did not interview candidates but rather just obtain and share information via email, and those who have not joined a reputable profession body which holds members a code of good practice and ethical standards. So next is essential factors for business to consider for ethical recruiting. First is never place misleading job advertisement. So this includes mispresenting the requirements of a practical position. It also refers to working conditions and the current projected state of the organization. The second one is interview correctly to ensure proper matching. So it is vital for agencies to interview candidates truthfully to match them with the right job. So this includes giving guidance to candidates and helping them understand the offer, its associated career implications. So the third one is treat all candidates equally. So an important ethical factor, it is essential not to discriminate on the basis of gender, race, origin, religion, or political views. Always review candidates based on their merits. It is critical for HR professionals to be honest, consistent, and objective throughout the recruiting process. So the fourth one is solicit only information that is necessary. For instance, information like the city a candidate was born does not matter or have an impact when it comes to their ability to perform a certain role. Where they currently reside, however, does have implications of where they are able to commute to on a daily basis. The fifth one is maintain confidentially on the use of storage of candidate information. Confidentially is essential. This includes obtaining the candidate's consent to release their details to a specific client or for a specific position. Conduct yourself in a transparent fashion, ensuring that a candidate fully understands the possible risk involved if going to work for a competitor to their current employer. So next is never practice redirection. So this when a recruiter takes feedback from a hiring manager after a candidate's interview and sends it to the candidate. So if the candidate can adjust the hiring manager's worries, it increases the likelihood and they'll be chosen for the job and recruiter will secure their fee. It may be affected but it's highly unethical. So the last one is you need to inform candidates appropriately of the selection decision. So always let a candidate know within a specified and communicated time frame whether they got the job or not. Do not leave them hanging. So candidates can also be unethical. For example, those that use agencies to obtain offers that they use as leverage in bargaining for their current employers. Another example would be those to try circumvent agency by going directly to the client once they have found out who the client is. So, let's move on to the employee promotion. Employee promotion. Promotion is advancement of an employee to better job, better in terms of greater responsibility, more prestige or status, greater skills, especially increased rate of pay or salary. So, the upward assignment of an individual in the organizational hierarchy, accompanied by increased responsibility, enhance the status and usually with increased income, but not always so. Promotion is the reassignment of higher level job, an internal employee, that delegation of responsibilities and authority required to perform that higher job and normally with higher pay. So these are the main conditions of promotion. So the first one is reassignment, a higher level job to an employee that what he is presently performing. So the second one is the employee will naturally be delegated in greater responsibility and authority than what has had earlier. So the last one is promotion normally accompanies higher pay. So promotion may be temporary or permanent depending upon the organizational needs and employee performance. So next is employee termination. So in employee termination, human resource is responsible for explaining employee the reason for the termination. Why? So if the worker is terminated for misconduct, harassment, or other reasons, human resource explains why employees' actions are in violation of company policies. So human resource also documents the employee's action in response to the termination. So for instance, if the employees make threats to the employer, human resource documents the behavior and takes the necessary steps to ensure the safety of workers. So the HR departments typically manages employee payroll. So depending on jurisdiction, some employers must issue a terminated worker his final paycheck immediately. So whereas others have through the following pay period to issue at a last paycheck. So during an employee termination, human resource staff must accurately calculate and issue an employee's final paycheck. Human resource must also settle disputes that arise from an employee's last paycheck. For example, if a terminated employee insists the number of hours on his final paycheck are incorrect, human resource must investigate the claim and make corrections if necessary. So, next is marketing and advertising morality. So ethics means a set of moral principles which govern a person's behavior or how the activity is conducted. And advertising means a mode of communication between a seller and a buyer. So ethics in advertising means a set well-defined principles which govern the ways of communication taking place between the seller and the buyer. So this means that ethics is the most important feature of the advertising industry. Though there are many benefits of advertising, but then there are some points which don't match the ethical norms of advertising. So an ethical ad is one which doesn't lie, doesn't fake or false claims, and it's the limit of decency. So nowadays, ads are more exaggerated and a lot of fapping is used. It seems like the advertisers' lack of knowledge of ethical norms and principles, so they just don't understand and are unable to decide what is the correct and what is wrong. So next, Ethics in advertising is directly related to the purpose of advertising and the nature of advertising. So sometimes exaggerating the ad becomes necessary to prove the benefit of product. For example, sanitary napkins, and which shows that when the napkin was dropped in a river by some girls, the napkin soaked cool water in the river. So thus, the purpose of advertising was only to inform women about the product quality. Obviously, every woman knows that this is cannot practically happen, but the ad was accepted. So this doesn't show that the ad was unethical. So the last one is ethics also depends on what we believe. So if the advertisement make the ads on the belief that the customers will understand, persuade them to think and then act on their ads, so this will lead to positive results, and that the ad may not be called unethical, but at the same time, if advertisements believe that they can fool their customers by showing any impractical things like just clicking fingers will make your home or office fully furnished, or just buying a lottery ticket will make you a millionaire, then it's not going to work out for them and will be called as an unethical.